Well, hello, and thanks again for joining us at the Vine as we go through summer tips for us, our learners and our families to help with the summer slump in the summer learning. So, I am Lady Regenia Crane, and this is
Dr. Sherry Starr.
and we are here today to just give some simple, practical tips about literacy and reading. But today, Dr. Starr, I wanted to let's talk a little bit about math, right?
Yes.
Because I think kids, eventually they're gonna like money, but we need to make sure they know how to add.
Yes.
And they get those jobs, we need to make sure that they know how to give us the correct change.
Yes.
And not wait on a calculator that may run out of batteries or a computer that the internet's not working. So we want them to be able to do what I call mental math.
Yes.
And so here, tell us a little bit about some things, just some real practical things that parents can do. Let's start with the babies. Some things they can do just to learn counting.
Yes. Okay, mom, dad, parents, family, and friends are foes, whichever category you fall in. Simple things you can do with our younger scholars, and you don't have to go buy anything. They can count their shoes. You can have them to sort their shoes, put all shoes that tie, put them over in this category. All shoes that have Velcro, put them over there and have them to count. And then you can ask the question, okay, we have 5 shoes over here that lace, and we have 3 shoes over here that have Velcro. How many shoes do you have altogether? So that's a counting activity right there. Or if you're doing a recipe and the recipe calls for 6 eggs, have them to count out the eggs. Or if you're wanting to have them to sort or just count, okay, how many canned goods do we have on this side of the cabinet? They're counting. You're helping building that math fluency. So that's basically what they need, because we have too many of our babies coming to school that can't count. And they need to be able to count in order and out of order. That's how you know they know it. If you can just call out a number and they can tell you what it is. I'm not calling it out, but write a number down and they can tell you. You can have index cards and just write numbers from 1 to 100. Just throw them up. What number is this? You can be combing hair, you can be cooking dinner, have them sort, put these numbers in order. And just little simple things like that that doesn't cost money. And even if you don't have index cards, you have a paper bag, a shopping bag, just write the numbers on the shopping bag. Just simple.
Real simple.
Very
So
simple.
many simple things we can do. And it's really, you can teach them just through conversation. Hey, Mikey, give me 2 of those over there. Give me 3 pencils out of the pencil box. How many crayons do you have? When you were at the restaurant, you know how they give the kids menu and the crayons and say, oh, how many? Not only that, you can go from how many colors are in there and have them name the color. It's so many ways, parents, that we can prepare our kids. When we come to addition and subtraction, it is so important that they get those basic things down, because as they get older, let's go a little higher, they have to know how to multiply. Now, I remember back in the day, every Friday they turn on the little timer, and then you'd have to do these multiplication facts. And it was just fun seeing how many I could do. And so when I saw it, if I saw 6 times 7, I knew it was 42. If I saw 3 times 4, I knew it was 12. And so we need to move from our kids trying to say, okay, we got, 4, we got 3 4s like that, to where it immediately just come, they know it, because that moves them into division. Yes. And again, as we said, if you can take some um, index cards to make some flashcards for those. And so when they come up, if you are asking the kids, again, it's about conversations, right? And it's about getting them to think without them already always having to see it. They say, okay, so there are 3 groups of cows that are there. And each group has 2 cows. How many total cows would there be? Okay. And so if they can start to visualize that and to see that, that helps them with those multiplication facts. And so we parents, we need you to work together. There's so many things you can do just through conversation, especially if you're driving, because you're not going to be writing while you're driving unless they have some paper or you can have them to write it down. Anything else we could do? Worksheets. We're going to talk about places that you can go. The jot's fine. I know sometimes people like worksheets, but because you're not in the school, you're not maybe a teacher, but these are things you can do and pull off and print off some worksheets that they can work on.
Yes, and if you don't have a computer at home, you have your phone. Yes. And you can Google multiplication chart and you can screenshot it to your phone. And when you're cooking dinner or when you're just coming home from work and talking, you can say, okay, we're going to have a math drill right here. I'm giving you 2 minutes. I need you to write all your multiplication facts down. You have 2 minutes and see how many they get correct. And then the ones that they don't, then that's a conversation you can talk about. Okay, I see that you know all your ones, your twos, your fours, your fives. Okay, we're having problems with these eights and nine. What's going on? And that's a conversation you can have with your child. I know with the school district that I work in, we have Eureka Math. Well, we had Eureka Math, and they did those minute math drills. They would do it twice, and they would give them 1 minute, and you see how many you could get correct. And I think it was like 30 on each page, and some of the kids would get two, and the teacher would say, "Okay, how many got 10 right?" And if you they'll stand. How many got more than 10? And he'll just start calling off numbers. And then it got to be a competition between a couple of the kids. I'm not going to let him beat me. I'm not going to let her beat me. Right. And then when they go back and do it again, they try to add on and try to improve. So it's just real simple things like that, parents, that you don't have to spend money on. A cell phone, take a screenshot of the multiplication facts, have your child go over them, just call them off random. Yes. What's 5 times 5? What's 10 times 10? Just simple things like that.
And the other thing is, how many times do teachers do a game using candy?
Yes.
Just using candy, put them in groups and counting them out, those kinds of things. So snack time, that's how they get their snack. They have to learn how to put them in groups and put them in order and tell you how many they're eating, because if you say, hey, you can only eat half of the box, what does that look like? What is half the box? If you pour it all out, what does half look like? And so it's just so many things that I believe that parents can do. And parents, we are doing this because of our passion for education and wanting our kids to be successful in school. But guess what? We need you. Your learner, your scholar needs you to be part of their village. You don't have to have gone and get an educational degree. You don't have to do those things. But guess what? You are always spending money. And so, because we are spending money as parents, because we're doing different things, whether it's food or entertainment, we want our kids to know what it looks like that if you give $2 to somebody and the total cost is $1.49, how much change should they get back so that they know that they're not being cheated or they're getting the correct change.
That's true. And when you work at fast food places, sometimes electricity goes out or the internet's acting up. They have to be able to count that change out. So just little simple things you can do to help them to be successful again, and it doesn't cost any money.
Free. 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 So today we just wanted to touch on some math facts and how you can help your scholar to become stronger in learning those addition facts as well as the multiplication facts, because all of those things, when it comes to doing the next step in addition, then you're going from subtraction and then multiplication, from multiplication to division. We want them to be able to do that successfully, right? And so we just wanted to share just a couple things. Remember, I always say in Psalms 127:3 that children are a heritage of the Lord and they are reward. Our babies are precious. And because they are, and because they're a gift, we want our gift to be the best gift that they can be, the best version that they can be. And it starts with yourself and the learners coming together along with teachers in the school and the church. And so, from the church perspective, that's why we decided to do this, because again, we have an opportunity to teach as well and to just support you. And so we want to take an opportunity to just say again, thank you for joining us on Thursdays at 12 noon, where we just sharing some summer tips to help our kids be successful
Yes.
for the upcoming school year. So please join us again on next Thursday. We have a couple more sessions to go. On next Thursday, 12 noon, I'm Lady Regenia Crane, and this is
I'm Dr. Sherry Starr.
and we say we look forward to you being with us on next Thursday.